Hey guys, so we are still on lesson 8. So lesson 8 is a two-part lesson. Instead of calling it lesson 8 and 9, we're just calling it lesson 8 to make it simple. So in your last video with Mr. Smith, you learned that we're working with a paired passage because on the star, you get a paired passage. That means you get two passages right next to each other. Then you get a set of questions that go with the first passage. You get a second set of questions that go with the second passage. And then you get a set of questions that go with both passages. You should have already read the first passage, Robots on the Reef, and answered the first set of questions. If I can use, okay, here we go. And the first set of questions, which are 1 through 4. What I want you to do right now is read Something Fishy and answer the questions 5 through 8. Remember, when you read, you are writing your gist. So you are going to read Something Fishy, write your gist, and answer questions 5 through 8. And then you're going to come back to this video. So if you're back on this video, that tells me that you have already read for gist on Something Fishy, and you answer questions 5 through 8. If you have not, this is your last chance to go do that before we get started. Okay, so when we do paired passages, the last set of questions is always for you to compare and contrast the two passages. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to work on that, but not together, because this is your exit ticket. Questions 9 through 13 are your exit ticket. This is for your grade. This tells me how successful you are with paired passages. So I'm going to do is I'm going to help you learn how to analyze the question to be able to answer the paired passage questions. So I'm going to analyze question 9, and then I'm going to help you answer a question from lesson 7. So question 9 says, how are problems discussed in Robots on the Reef and Something Fishy different? So I know I'm talking about problems, and I know I'm talking about the differences. So that means in my head, I know I need to make sure that whatever answer choice I choose is a difference and not a similarity. So what I have to do is not only make sure that the statements written are true, that means they are both in the text or it's in the text, it's true, but I also have to make sure that I find a difference and not a similarity. So I'm going to show you what I mean on our lesson 7. Remember in lesson 7, we also had a paired passage. We had car talk and we had needed. And then we had a question that we had to answer that was comparing and contrasting them about the difference. It says, how are the fathers in car talk and needed presented differently? So we need to find a true fact and it needs to be different. So we're going to work through question 5 on lesson 7 together, and you're going to do your exit ticket on lesson 8 on your own. So it says, how are the fathers in car talk and needed presented differently? I know both of these stories were about cars and these girls being able to drive. So I need to figure out what is different. A says the father in car talk communicates by sharing stories. I know that this is a true fact. So I'm going to highlight this in green. I know it's a true fact. Then it says, while the father in needed communicates by giving instructions. Okay, I believe he did give instructions. Let me double check. Oh, right here in 20. Speed up, shouts dad. Watch that ditch on your right. So that's him giving her instructions. So that is also a true fact. Are these two things different? I think they are. Sharing stories is totally different from just giving instructions. So this is a difference, I know, but I need to support my thinking. I mean, I need to make sure that this is the right answer. So B says, the father in car talk is eager to spend time with his daughter. He was not really eager. Eager is not true because they were awkward at the first beginning, while the father in needed is hesitant about having his daughter help him. I don't actually feel like he was real hesitant either. He just let her help him. He believed in her abilities. So we know that this one is just completely wrong. B is not the answer. Okay. C, the father in car talks demonstrates the importance of following directions. I don't, kind of, but not really. While the father in need, it demonstrates a carefree approach to driving. He does have a carefree approach to driving, kind of. Like he's not really judging her or anything. But the father in car talk didn't really demonstrate the importance of following directions. Instead, he just was giving her stories to make her feel comfortable. So this is not going to be our answer either. And then D says, the father in car talk is uncertain of his ability to provide instructions, while the father in needed is confident when giving instructions. Okay, I don't think there's any real uncertainty or confidence being expressed. I just know that the father in car talk is literally just sharing stories with his daughter. And then the father in needed is literally just doing work while his daughter's driving. Like, I don't see any confidence or uncertainty. I can't say that for sure as a reader because that wasn't stated. So that's not the right answer either. So then that means that A is our answer. Remember what is very important. Although you find the answer in the first option, you need to go to the other options and prove them wrong too. You also need to go through and show your proof. So once you find that right answer, I want you to tell me, like the father in car talk shared stories, like, give me an example of a story they shared about mom, relationship with mom. I know that. You should find an actual quote, but I don't have the time right now, but you should actually find an actual quote. So like relationship with mom. And then while the father in needed communicated by giving directions, you can say the father in needed said, he said, stop there, something like that, right? Look at me going back to the speed up, steer ahead. And those are directions. So I'm going to put that down. Where is it at? Where was I writing? Oh, here. Okay, guys. Said speed up and steer ahead. And that's all I need for my proof. So that's what y'all are going to be doing on your lesson 8 on questions 9 through 13. I will see y'all later. Bye, guys.